What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Alliance War video. Today we have War 7, Cabal X Factor versus Lords. We're bringing in Deathless Thanos, Nico, and Black Cat. Again, on Pass 3, we have 4 pass fights and a mini in today's war. Against Future Ant-Man on this node, I like to just wait and let that first armor up fall off by itself and then only use heavy attacks, because for one, his first heavy will give the armor shatter, but both hits of his heavies pulverize armors. So if he does end up triggering an armor up buff, it's immediately pulverized, which is pretty nice. And yeah, we don't have to deal with as much of that glancing, and then we don't get the bleeds, and we don't die. So yeah, fun time. As you can see, we throw some mediums in there when we get like the unstoppable punish and stuff, but overall, mainly heavy attacks there, and pretty quick, pretty easy fight against Future Ant-Man. Up next, we have Sinister on only a rank 3 Sinister. A rank 4 probably would have been rough. This is, he has 60% chance to auto block all of our basics, and then we can only use 5 lights, 4 mediums, and 2 heavies before we start getting like our combat power reduced. Luckily, Thanos does have an energize, so I was like, oh, like Thanos should be perfect for this. Honestly, this fight ended up being harder than I expected. Not hard in the sense, I guess, of like, oh no, I'm gonna die. But I really thought I was gonna time out with how much like regen Sinister was getting. I didn't realize Deathless Thanos crit so much. I feel like that's one of those things where like you don't notice it until you're fighting Sinister. Because I was like, oh yeah, his crit rate's probably like normal, so we should be fine. But he was critting so much. I don't know if I got like luckily unlucky. But as you can see, he like pushes me up against the corner, and I'm like, dude, we're a minute in, and I guess he was at half health. So maybe it wasn't as close, but in the fight itself, it felt very close. I also don't know which of Sinister's like charges give him the like increased regen. It might be Cosmic. If so, that would like make sense because he has 2 of those, but I'm not sure. As you can see, he threw a special one. We got the degen. I was a little concerned, but it didn't actually hit that hard. So I was like, okay, maybe we go for a special 2 and just let the dot do some work, because my basic attacks aren't doing much. In the second minute of this fight, we have moved his health like 8%. So interesting there. Sinister doesn't heal from crits off of relics. So the more you know. I guess because he was buffed before relics became a thing. Maybe they didn't like code that in. But yeah, we have 2 of those combat power reductor things. He's at 30% health, and we're about to hit 2.5 minutes. At this point, I'm like, man, like this fight is a lot harder than I expected it to be. I figured Deathless Thanos, Sinister, nothing special for these nodes, and boy did he prove me wrong. Yeah, like this is what, my second longest fight of the season, besides that what, last war, who did I take and it ended up taking forever. I don't remember, but we do manage to get him down slow and steady. I only needed Deathless Thanos for these 2 fights, so I don't even have to use potions on him, which is pretty nice. Up next we have Viv Vision, I believe. We are using Nico. This is once again that node where she gets like plus 25% per buff. So I go into this fight and I'm like, all right, like all I gotta do is pop my buff immunity pre-fight, and we're golden. A little bit of lag here, and as you can see right here, we pop the buff immunity fight, and then we go right in. And what's wrong with that? One, Viv Vision is poison immune, and I realized that the moment the fight started. Like, I forgot to pop the Incinerate pre-fight. I thought we were going to be in here for a long time. But luckily, Viv Vision has such a low health pool, and Nico actually hits decently hard with her basics. So this fight actually wasn't that bad. We dashed right into a special one there, or special two there, because I wasn't paying attention. And then had to throw a special one here because of encroaching stun, which actually did a nice burst of damage, and I think that's because of the buffs, I'm assuming. I thought her special one only did burst based on debuffs, but after seeing that, I'm assuming it's like buffs and debuffs. And then unfortunately we couldn't time it right with the encroaching stun there, so we do eat a combo, and that's gonna happen again in this fight. We did a pretty poor job of managing encroaching stun in this fight, just because of how long Viv's specials are. Right there, maybe I could have just pushed it and killed her before she went red, but I didn't want to take the chance. Luckily, she only hits me twice, and we don't actually end up taking that much damage. But yeah, now we made another special. Again, we could have just pushed in and throw our special 2, and she would have died. But like, we threw a relic, heavy. A lot of overkill on this Viv. Ended up being about a minute and a half, which for not having any damaging effects at all on Nico, that's not bad. Honestly, I was expecting that fight to be a lot worse. Up next, we had an unduped regular Phoenix. So when I saw this on my path, instantly I assumed it was a Dark Phoenix. And I was like, man, I hope Nico wasn't banned, and she was not banned. And then I got here and I was like, oh, this is just normal Phoenix, and she's unduped. Like, I feel like that's a weird defender to put, and like weird to rank up. I know a lot of people like Phoenix, but at least the people that I've seen that like Phoenix all have her awakened. So interesting that this guy took her up unduped, but good for him, you know. Like, if you like a champ, go ahead. But yeah, as far as like defensive prowess goes, I mean, there was like almost no risk of dying in this fight, because it's Phoenix and she's unduped, and I'm Nico, so her buffs are completely useless. Just very simple. Throw another special 2 here, and I think that'll either kill her or no. So the poisons will take her out. Just end it with the combo there. Very, very easy 1 minute fight there. Up next, for the last fight of the war, we have a Photon Mini. So this is what I brought Black Cat for. As you guys know, normally I take Photon on that node, and I'm either using Okoye or Black Cat, depending on my team for the war. This is the first time I've ever fought Photon on this node, and this is the node that like gives you increased power gain and all that. Normally Serpent is on here, and I just had a really bad feeling about this fight. I don't know why. Before going in, I was like, I really want to pop an invulnerability boost, just to be safe. So I went ahead and popped that, and yeah, spoiler alert, we needed it. This fight did not go well. So at first, you know, I'm just fighting it like every other Photon I would fight with Black Cat, just trying to bait special ones and manage her charges, whatever the heck they're called. The root is really annoying against Photon because she pushes you into the corner. But we're just gonna, at this point I'm like, yeah, this is fine. We're Black Cat, and like, it's just a Photon. We're doing good damage. I'm gonna bait the special 1 here, and then at this point, if I knock her down, she will trigger the pure light form. So we get the heavy off, almost pushes her to a special 1, but thankfully it doesn't. And now I'm backed all the way into the corner. I have to throw my special 2, which unfortunately I threw it with the card on her. So I got the Vicious, which does nothing because Photon is bleed immune. And now I'm stuck in the corner, and I didn't expect her to throw that, and it was unblockable. So I eat her special 2 to the face, and then we're still trapped in the corner. We're taking a lot of block damage. At this point, I'm thinking my Deathless season is over. That's all that's in my head right now. which is not what you want to be thinking about when you're doing a war fight. But I'm like, okay, maybe we could salvage this. I threw my relic. She throws another special one. I dash in special two. We get the sabotage. I go for the knockdown. Thankfully, that doesn't push her either. So we're still good. Unfortunately, we're gonna lose like pretty much this entire sabotage duration because I'm waiting out the pure light form, and then I think I accidentally parry her. No, okay, so she throws a special, and the sabotage is gone, which that is like the biggest source of damage when you're using Black Cat against Photon. Is all of the sabotage bonus damage from stuff failing, and yeah, we just lost it. So now we gotta start from scratch. We got 2.5 minutes left. She's at 40% health. I'm at 37. But at this point, I'm like, okay, maybe we're good. Um, hopefully, we're good. She's at 11 charges. Right here, I threw a medium and then the relic and then heavied. And it gave her too much power. And I'm like, okay, maybe we can. And I get hit by the special one. I was trying to dash back, create space, and just hold block to try to wait that out. And we died. That is the first death of the season for me. 7 wars in. Unfortunately, the deathless season still eludes us. I really wanted to just pop a 40% here and just go in because of what her health is at. But yeah, I was already upset about dying the one time. I didn't want to die again. So we just gave her 2 of the level 5 potions and then went in. I forgot that she carries over all of her charges until I got into the fight, and I was like, oh man, like I'm gonna die again. Literally, the first thought popped in my head, but I was like, oh, I could just punish with the heavy right away, hopefully give her 1 charge, and then the knockdown will trigger the pure light form, and that's exactly what happens, thankfully. Um, and now, I mean, she's low enough, we should be able to kill her before she gets true light form again, just with my basics, which hit pretty hard on Black Cat, honestly. I am really, really enjoying Black Cat the more I play her. Potentially a future rank 4. If I didn't rank 4 Okoye, maybe Black Cat would be ranked 4 quicker, just because they're both pure attackers, and I don't really need another one. Um, but yeah, that's going to do it for this war. First death of the season, unfortunately. And to make matters even worse, we lost the war. So yeah, we're down to 3 and 4 on the season. Really, really hoping we can get things on track and try to string together, more than 1 win in a row to finish out the season. But that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.